guests. What are your most memorable moments while you travel? Is it great local food or gorgeous sights you've seen? For me, it's early morning running. I already am a runner at home. I get up before sunrise, I put on running shoes and clothes and run for a mile. I like it because it sets the tone for the rest of the day. I'll be energetic and happy no matter what happens. In the early morning, the streets are quiet, only heard bird chirping, and the air is fresh, but only occasionally there's laundry from the residents and fresh grass along the way. So let's capture those sensations added to the food and the sights, and you will have the most memorable moment. I haven't been Hawaii for many years, but I still remember those clips and imprinted in my memory. I stayed in Waikiki on Oahu Island. My condo is at the Wailina Street between Kohil's Avenue and Aloha Canal. So I run along the canal. It was big boulevard adjacent to it. A lot of traffic, noisy and dusty. But as soon as I end of the fresh water connected to the beach, it was famous Waikiki Beach. Has some 5-star hotels. And then the white sand is shining, and the ocean is turquoise green, and the sun is about to rise. So I was running in the soft sand and enjoying the view. And I was seeing this old man was doing this motion with the metal detector. So I was asking him, "What are you looking for?" He said, keep on his motion, "Jewelry." I said, "Did you find any?" He said, "Oh yeah, there are a lot of people like to wear expensive jewelries and sunburn themselves." I was like, "Wow, you had a great job. I want to do what you do." So I kept on my journey, and I see this man with the swimming pool, not swimming, the fishing pool next to the big rock, and he was having this cleaning the fish, and the fish was still flipping. I just caught it. I was just watching him for a while, and I cannot help myself but asking him, "Are you gonna eat that?" He looked over me over his corner of the eyes. "Why not?" I was looking at the beautiful Pacific Ocean at the front. I said to myself, "What a wonderful life." And then I was just running, and the sun finally coated everything in the gold. So I know very soon this beach will be packed with tourists and the local alike. And those two interesting people only showed up in the early morning will be disappeared. And then Hawaii is the destination everybody enjoying. But do I have bad experience running in the early morning? Yes, I do. But I assure you, everything will be all right. December 2016, I was at New York City. I stayed in Midtown Manhattan, and my travel companion suggested we go to run to East River, 3 miles round trip. And I bit my tongue, said, "Let's do it." So that when time comes, I checked, it was 8 Fahrenheit outside. And I peeked the window, it was the trees are bold and the sky's dim. And the pedestrians walking like this, they all bundled up. So I put on my proper attire, cat hat, jacket and a glove. Here I'm headed to the door, and on the streets, I can see my breath from my nose and the mouth, and then the steam, it was escaping from the heat of the street. And my travel companion is 6 feet tall. He's double my size. He's running ahead of me, leading the way. I was keeping up barely, and running blocks over blocks and across the railroad and headed to approaching the river. And the river is very bleak. and the skies are getting darker and darker, and the wind blows so heavily, it's like a knife cut my skin. But I was like trying hardest, and I can barely see the halfway of a turning point. And suddenly at this time, it was a soft white thing appeared in the air, and it landed on my hot face. It melted, and I stick my tongue out. It was a chilly, soft drop. And I look around, there's white snowflakes everywhere. And we decided to turn back and run back to apartment as fast as we can. So I was run across the road, across the blocks, and we just run through the red lights when the cars are not looking. And at this time, I feel my legs are hurting, and the shin is having something stabbing me at every stride. And I just don't care. I just want to run back because it's. And then when we find it at the back, I said, "Well, let's go play the snow when it stops to the Central Park." But however, my legs hurting worse and worse. I can't walk stairs. Instead of like this, I walk like this. And then after a couple of days, I even cannot walk straight. Instead of walking straight, I was like this. Oh, it was terrible. But then it just recovered itself after a couple of days. So even though that is I just feel happy because I challenged myself. I had a first-hand experience of the snow. Well, if you want a more exotic experience, then go to the overseas travel. Earlier on there, I would do the same thing as I did at home, but then I will add it to have some money carry with me, and can bring home some of the fresh fruits and vegetables and pick up a breakfast from the outdoor vendor. And technically all those things you can do with walking, but walking is running are more advantage because they're faster and warmer and more sensible with the sensations. If you don't believe me, get up in the morning and head to the street, and you're prepared for your travel running. And then when you do that same at the traveling, you run 1 mile at your own pace every day, you will have a most memorable moment.